Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
What's up? This is Duke.
This is Corey.
What are we going to do today, Sea-Dog?
We're doing Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared.
It's garbage day.
All right.
So, all right.
Got any movie news?
I do, actually. So, as I mentioned before, Kevin Smith just got his rights back for Dogma.
Okay.
And is planning on releasing it in 4K. I think he's putting it back in theaters as well.
Okay.
For a short period of time, I'm sure. And then also he's also working on a script for Dogma 2. Okay. And he's already planning on Ben Affleck and Matt Damon coming back to reprise their roles.
I think, haven't we talked about how expensive the Blu-rays are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since it's been out of print for several years.
Right. And I thought it was just banned because of the religious, part of it. But it was just contract and rights and stuff. So, and then also another sequel that is being developed right now is Wild Hogs 2. And
Okay.
they're planning on all four of the guys reprising the roles and everything. It is considered Disney's worst movie.
Is it really?
Yeah, like as far as ratings goes, I think Tomatoes rated it like 11%. So,
Okay.
But it did fairly well in the box office. So it should have had a sequel a long time ago.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. It's
No.
just not
Right.
a great movie.
And, Alan Rickman can't be in it anymore. He's gone. George Carlin, he's gone. I hope to get Alanis Morissette back.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Dogma.
Yeah. not Bill and Ted.
No, you were just talking about Wild Hogs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Duh. Wow. I went, shoo.
Okay.
I did a U-turn on that one.
Yeah, I got confused there, bro.
But yeah, William H. Macy, John Travolta, Martin Lawrence, and Tim Allen supposed to be back. So.
Okay.
But, and then, more remakes are in the way. There is The Great Outdoors is being remade with Kevin Hart. And then Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with Kevin Hart and Will Smith. So,
Okay.
John Candy's family has already okayed the remake. So John Hughes
Is dead.
Yeah.
Has been for
But
a
his
while.
family and stuff's not okay with it.
Oh.
Or his production company.
Well, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And then The Great Outdoors with John Candy.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And then Clue is currently in development, or is in pre-production right now. So far, they just casted Jason Bateman and Ryan Reynolds. They haven't cast anybody else, but they did pick up a director, James Bowden.
Okay.
So, and he directed Percy Jackson and the Olympians. He's pretty good. He's a pretty good director. So that's all the movie news I got right now.
Okay. We just lost.
Old
Chuck
Chuck
Woolery.
Chuck Woolery.
We also lost Michael Villela, who was also the guy from Slumber Party Massacre.
Okay.
Yeah, the killer from Slumber Party Massacre passed away at age 84.
Yeah, I seriously thought Woolery was gone already. So
Nope.
It's been a while since he's been in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So.
He made it to 83.
Nice.
But that's all I got, really.
All right. Well, are you ready to move on?
Let's do it.
All right.
before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. You've made it through Halloween. Now try and survive Christmas. Silent night. Deadly night.
All right. Just had to be there, I guess.
Right.
So, little Billy witnesses his parents getting killed by Santa after being warned by his senile grandpa that Santa punishes those who are naughty. Now Billy is 18 and out of the orphanage, and he has just become Santa himself. So, Silent Night, Deadly Night was for any... It's a well-known fact for any horror movie nerd that this was a very controversial film when this came out. It was released November 9th, 1984 it was produced by TriStar Pictures on a budget of $1,065,000. Did it get flopped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
No.
No?
It made $2.5 million.
Okay.
Well, it made its money back.
Right.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
not much more than that. IMDb rated this a 5.8 out of 10. Letterboxd gave it a 3 out of 5. Excuse me. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 50% with a 40% audience approval rating. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
I gave it 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is a classic slasher.
Yes. It has
Linnea Quigley.
Yes.
Yeah. This was before she did Return of the Living Dead and Night of the Demons.
Oh, yeah, she was in that. I forgot about that.
This movie was shot on location in Utah. Between December of 83 and February of 84. It was directed by Charles E. Sellier Jr., who passed away in 2011. It's produced by Ira Barmek. Written by Paul Kamey and Michael Hickey. The score was done by Perry Botkin Jr., who passed away in 2021. And he's known for doing the theme song for Mork and Mindy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got a Utah joke.
Okay. Yeah, I do want to hear it.
What do people in Utah say when they want
Hey.
What do people in Utah say when they want seconds?
What?
Can I get some Mormon?
Okay. It's pretty bad.
No.
Okay. There it is. So the makeup for this film was done by Carl Wesson, who actually passed away this year. He's known for working on such movies as Dumb and Dumber. The film stars Robert Brian Wilson as Billy, Britt Leach, and Linnea Quigley.
All right. Well, so I got some fun facts on this. The release of this film was picketed by angry parents, as you can imagine. They weren't happy to see Santa Claus depicted as an axe murderer, that's for sure. But despite the fact, Tales of the Crypt, 1972, had done the exact same thing, 12 years earlier, and Christmas Evil back in 1980.
Yep.
Did the exact same thing. But as a result, the box office receipts plummeted once the film was pulled from the theaters after barely 2 weeks.
Oh, it still made his money.
Yeah, still made his money in just 2 weeks.
Oh.
And then, but the film was shelved, and then later came out on a VHS uncut version.
Nice.
So, and then it opened the same weekend as Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I think I knew that. Yeah.
And briefly outgrossed it by around $161,800.
Wow.
As the film was playing in more than twice as many theaters as Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
By the second weekend, sales dropped about 45%.
Okay.
The film was known as Sleigh Ride throughout its production. TriStar decided to change the title to Silent Night, Deadly Night at the last minute. Many of the kill scenes were directed by editor Michael Spence, due to director Charles E. Cellular Jr.'s being uncomfortable with handling the gore-heavy parts of the film. Now, yeah, you would think if you're directing a horror movie, you would be okay with the gory parts and stuff. Like,
right.
You know there's going to be gore in it. So.
Is he covering his eyes when he's directing every scene?
I don't know, but I mean...
Okay.
You can only imagine. Had the movie stayed in the theater...
Hold on, wait. I'm imagining.
Okay. I can't look.
Okay, go ahead. Gad.
Had the movie stayed in theaters longer, TriStar Pictures estimated it would have earned well over $20 million.
Yeah.
And then Phil Donahue dedicated an entire hour of his TV show to the controversy surrounding this film. So, back in Phil Donahue days.
Yeah.
So, R.I.P. Phil Donahue.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's all I got.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, it wasn't a bad movie. It's a classic. And,
yeah, I like it. It's a fun film, some pretty good gore.
Yeah.
Linnea Quigley, always a winner.
Right.
In my book.
What's your favorite part of the movie?
Probably the
antlers?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
So, without giving it away.
Yeah.
We'll just say antlers.
The antlers.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, it's a good movie. It's definitely up there in the echelon of slashers of the 80s.
Yeah, it's definitely, your B-rated slasher movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a well-known or anything, but like I said, it beat Nightmare on Elm Street for a little bit, so before it got pulled.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep, it's a worthy watch if you've not seen it, and It's definitely the best of the pentology.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's move on to the sequel,
right.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2.
The nightmare began with Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Need a ride, Santa Claus?
Oh, no, not exactly.
No! But it isn't over yet. In fact, the ultimate nightmare is about to begin all over again. Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2.
Hey, you little bastard!
All Ricky ever wanted was a little kindness.
Very naughty.
And all he ever got was pain. Now he wants revenge. And this time,
Carpet Day!
he's going to get it. Step by step, weapon by weapon. Victim by victim. The terror's coming home, and he's all grown up. Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2.
I've got a present for you!
Terrifying suspense shocker you've been waiting for. Last time it thrilled you. This time,
Bingo!
it'll kill you. Silent Night Releasing Corporation presents Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 2.
All right, so the now adult Ricky talks to a psychiatrist about how he became a murderer after his brother Billy died, which leads back to Mother Superior.
Yes.
All right, so this movie is over the top. Eric Freeman's acting is just comically outrageous. And the first 40 minutes of the film is basically flashbacks to the first movie. If you can get past all that, I would say watch the first movie and then skip forward,
right,
a half hour into the second movie, because you've basically seen it all already. But Eric Freeman's performance in this film definitely makes the film.
Yes.
And it is a bad movie. It's not that good at all.
His outlandish one-liners,
Yeah.
like, garbage day.
Garbage day.
I got a message for you.
So this film was released April 10th, 1987 by Silent Night Releasing Incorporated, or Corporations. Mm-hmm. It was made on a budget of around $100,000. I didn't get any sort of gross financial information on that. IMDb rated this a whopping 3.9 out of 10. Letterboxd gave it a 2.3 out of 5, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it 30% with a 28% audience approval rating. I gave it 4.5 slates out of 10.
I gave it 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah, it was it's my least favorite.
I think if it wasn't for Freeman's acting, it would have been below a 4.
Yeah.
But he really bumped it up a full notch for me.
Right. It was all the flashbacks for me. I mean, there was just too many of them.
That's how I felt about it the first time I saw it, because I was like, what the hell, man? I just seen this movie.
Right.
But upon rewatching it, maybe 5 or 6 years later, it was more enjoyable. I could appreciate his performance.
Yeah. If they did, the flashbacks, spreaded them out a little bit, like per session or something like that, and then
throughout the movie instead of just bomb,
right,
back to back, back to back, back to back.
I feel like there should have been a disclaimer at the beginning of the movie. If you didn't see the first one, here, watch this.
Yeah, let's. But this is how it really goes.
Right.
All right. So this was shot on location in the L.A. area in January of 1987. I'm sure it didn't take very long to film. Mm-hmm. It was directed by Lee Harry, produced by Lawrence Applebaum, and written by Lee Harry, Lawrence Applebaum, Joseph H. Earl, and Dennis Patterson. The score was done by, not for, Michael Armstrong, and the makeup was done by Chris Biggs. Chris Biggs did some work on Nightmare on Elm Street 3, 4, and 5, as well as Demolition Man, Donnie Darko, the 1993 movie Super Mario Brothers, Terror Vision, one of my favorite horror films, and Teen Wolf. The movie stars Eric Freeman and Elizabeth Caton.
Elizabeth Caton?
Caton.
All right. So the producers of Silent Night, Deadly Night wanted Lee Harry to recut the first film and insert 1 or 2 new scenes with Eric Freeman playing a mental patient to make the story in their original film appear to be nothing more than just the ravings of an asylum inmate. Mm-hmm. And screenwriters Lee Harry and Joseph H. Earl, Dennis Patterson, and Lawrence Applebaum, as you just mentioned, wrote short vignettes involving the patient's youth as he killed several people, and eventually it just became this sequel is what it did. There wasn't enough material for a full-length film, so numerous flashback sequences were added, as we mentioned, and the film still ran short, so almost 10 minutes of closing credits were added, showing the entire full cast and crew of the film and its predecessor. So,
just them partying or what?
I don't
know, because I didn't wait until.
Yeah,
I didn't wait.
I didn't either.
I was just happy to see credits rolling.
Right. That's when I applauded. The movie received unanimously poor reviews upon release due to the excessive use of footage from Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah.
Again, the entire first half of the movie. Like I said, this is all the facts are pretty much repeating itself. Yeah.
All the facts are pretty much repeating themselves.
It is.
It is.
So, all right, we'll skip that one because that one's just the same. Daryl Gilbo, who plays 15-year-old Ricky in a brief scene.
Ricky
was actually 24 at the time.
What the?
24 playing a 15-year-old.
Okay.
Like, I know they usually, they get a little older actors to play younger, like teenagers and stuff. But come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like old dude from Burial Ground.
Yes.
Playing the kid.
Yeah. Mommy. That's all I got.
Okay.
On that one.
That's fair. I mean,
there's nothing to talk about. I said it all the first time.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is the part of the stuff that I like to call
happy birthday, bitch! Alright, so every asshole has a birthday, and these are these assholes' birthdays. Today, on the 24th, is Coralie Fargeet, who is the director for The Substance, one of my favorite horror films. Actually, my favorite horror film of 2024.
I have still yet to see it. I want to see it.
You definitely should. Today, she turns 48. Katherine Heigl is 46. Colin Hanks is 47. Billy Connolly is 82. Amanda Weiss is in her early 60s, because you don't ask a woman her age.
No.
And Ted Bundy is dead, but it's still his birthday. He would have been 78. Tomorrow, the 25th, Christina Applegate will be 53. John Larroquette will be 77. Ricardo Montalban passed away in 2009, but tomorrow is his birthday. And Ben Stein will be 80.
Wow.
On the 26th, we have Mark L. Lester, the director, will be 78. And Tina Turner, who died last year, would have been in her 80s, I think. On the 27th, William Fichtner will be 68.
Okay.
Fisher Stevens will be 61 from Short Circuit. Mm-hmm. Robin Givens will be 60. Bruce Lee, who died in 73.
That's when we need the kick.
Yeah. He would have been like 82, I think.
Yeah.
Curtis Armstrong will be 71. Jaleel White will be 48.
Holy cow. Urkel?
Yeah. Steve Urkel himself will be 48. James Avery, who passed away in 2013.
Yeah.
Garrett Graham will be 75 on the 27th. On the 28th, we have Mary Elizabeth Winstead, the beautiful Mary Elizabeth Winstead, will be 40. Ed Harris will be 74. Judd Nelson will be 65. Anna Nicole Smith, his birthday is on the 28th. She passed away in 2007. Mm-hmm. Jon Stewart will be 62. Mr. Joe Dante will be 78. And the wonderful James Karen, who passed away, unfortunately, in 2018. Finally, on the 29th, we have Anna Faris, will be 48. Andrew McCarthy, 62. Tom Sizemore, who passed away last year. Joel Cohen, Mr. Director, will be 70. Chadwick Boseman, who we lost in 2020. Mr. John Don Cheadle will be 60. Howie Mandel will be 69.
Good Lord.
And Gary Shandling, who passed away in 2016. And to top it off, on the 30th, we have Ridley Scott, who will be fucking 87.
Damn.
Mr. Art the Clown himself, David Howard Thornton, will be 45. Ben Stiller will be 59. And finally, Woody Allen will be 89.
Are you done?
I'm done.
My God, are you still talking?
I know. Sorry,
Jeez.
bro. Happy birthday, motherfuckers. I told you I had a bunch of them.
Wow.
I warned you.
Well, I mean, if you do the math, people that are born in November, or Valentine's Day.
I think most people do have birthdays in November.
Yeah,
I think that's the most birthdays of any month.
People get down and bow chicka bow bow in February.
Chicken, brown cow.
All right, are we ready for this third one?
Yeah, I'm ready for the third one, baby.
Ooh, easy now.
Let's do it.
Calm down.
Ow, dude.
Enter a world of dreams.
Laura, tell me what you saw in your dream.
I told you, Dr. Newberry. Santa Claus.
A world of silence.
Subject may be making contact.
I don't want to see the future or the past. I just want to be normal.
A world of madness.
No one is normal.
A world that can't be ignored.
She likes it, loves it. She can't resist it. She wants to penetrate his mind, see what he sees.
He was a little boy, and then something happened. Something terrible.
Because when the dream is over,
I don't know what's going on here, but whatever it is,
the nightmare begins. A Yuletide terror returns.
His brain was surgically reconstructed.
Don't mind my saying, I'd have pulled his plug.
Even his life was of value.
With the saga that shocked a nation. Robert Culp, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 3, Better Watch Out.
All right. Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, Better Watch Out. The comatose Ricky Caldwell reawakens and begins to stalk a blind woman who he shares a psychic connection with. All right, so Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 was released November 9th, 1989 by Quiet Films Incorporated. It was a straight-to-video film, so I have no financial information on that.
That's fine.
Yeah. IMDb rated this a 3.5 out of 10. Letterboxd gave it an even 2 out of 5. And Rotten Tomatoes, 11% on the audience approval rating. There's no.
Nobody voted for it. Or audience.
Nobody. But I gave it a 4 out of 10.
I gave it 5.5.
Okay.
So I gave it a notch up from the sequel. It was a lot. It was better than the sequel was.
You think so?
Yeah, a little bit.
This one was really boring, I thought. It didn't catch my attention.
It really gave me a kind of a Reanimator feel, like a poor version of Reanimator. A little bit.
I wonder if that's why Brian Usna took over in the fourth one.
Could have been. Yeah.
I don't know. I was going to say something else. I don't remember. But this was shot on location in California in the spring of 1989. It was directed by Monty Hellman, who passed away in 2021. He was known to be the producer for Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
And as we go forward, a lot of the producers for these later films also worked with Quentin Tarantino.
Right.
So this movie was produced by Arthur Gorson, and it was written by Monty Hellman, Rex Weiner, who also wrote Adventures of Ford Fairlane, and Arthur Gorson, who also produced the movie, and several music videos as well throughout the 90s, including Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
The score was done...
Hands off to Mr. Weiner.
Yeah. And all right, so the score was done by J. Steven Souls, who also worked on Tommy Boy. And the makeup was done by Nina Kraft, who also worked with Nick Cage on a few movies, specifically Face Off, The Rock, Con Air, And she also did some makeup for the movie Waxwork.
Nice.
This movie stars Samantha Scully, Bill Moseley, and Richard Beymer.
All right. Well, the movie was largely rushed into production. The original script was discarded and rewritten in 1 week, starting in March of 1989.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Principal photography had finished by the end of April. Editing was done by May, and the movie was first screened at the film festival in July.
Damn.
Yeah. Talk about a rush. The original screenplay for the movie was written by producer Arthur Corson and S.J. Smith and Monty Hellman, like you mentioned already.
Mm-hmm.
They all disliked the screenplay, however, and with Gorson's permission, hired Rex Weiner, as you just said that. Yeah, to write a completely new screenplay. This was further revised by Hellman himself, his daughter Melissa Hellman, and Steve Gaydos.
Okay.
Or Stephen Gaydos.
So several uncredited writers on this movie.
The rejected.
I wouldn't want to be credited either.
Yeah, right. The rejected script by Gorson and Smith would subsequently form the basis of what eventually became Silent Night, Deadly Night 4. So, the initiation.
So the whole deal with not going through with the original script and using it for a later movie.
Right.
We've talked about that before, I believe, with Nightmare on Elm Street, at least. There was probably another franchise we talked about that with.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's what they did with the first one, because they were wanting to redo. Remember, I spoke about that. They were wanting to redo a few scenes for the first movie and reissue the movie.
Yeah.
But instead, they just came up with took all the shorts that they came up with and made it a sequel.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
You know, sometimes it's a bad thing when you take all the trash and make a movie out of it. It's
garbage day.
Exactly. And then the movie that the gas station employee is watching on the TV is The Terror from 1963, also directed by Monty Hellman, uncredited.
So he's been around a minute.
Yeah. And then last but not least, Samantha Scully and Laura Herring were each asked to read for the roles of both Laura and Jerry. Herring suspected that she got the role of Jerry because Scully refused to go topless for the scene where Jerry shares a bath with Chris.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
I saw you go. Okay. Cool. Well, hey, let's go ahead and talk about Silent Night, Deadly Night 4.
All right.
Initiation.
Let's talk about it.
A bizarre event.
Please continue to investigate the bizarre suicide.
An inexplicable phenomenon.
No ID. They said they know nothing about it.
This would make a great story.
For her, it was the chance of a lifetime.
I work for the LAI. I'm an investigative reporter. There's got to be some logical explanation for the burning.
But some questions
Get away from me! Leave me alone!
are better left unanswered.
What happened? Are you all right?
The woman who jumped. She was my daughter. But now you've come to take her place.
Make your fear real. Get it out.
It's the night you've been waiting for.
Kill the man. Come home, woman.
The night you've been screaming for.
This is the final step.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 4. Initiation.
You're one of us now.
Join the club.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, emaciated. No, I'm just kidding. Initiation. A reporter investigating the bizarre death of a woman who leaped from a building in flames finds herself mixed up in a cult of witches who are making her part of their sacrificial ceremony during the Christmas season. So, Part 4 was released November 21st, 1990 by Silent Films Incorporated. It was also a straight-to-video film. IMDb rated this a 4.2 out of 10. Letterboxd gave it a 2.6 out of 5. And Rotten Tomatoes, again, had no critic rating, but we do have a 17% audience approval rating. I gave this a 5 out of 10.
I gave it 6 out of 10. I like this one.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was entertaining.
It wasn't too bad. I liked the effects in it.
Yeah.
Always like Screaming Mad George effects.
Yes.
They're fun.
And I like Clint Howard, too. So.
Oh, yeah, of course. Clint Howard. Of course. So this was shot on location in the L.A. area around February of 1990. It was directed by the wonderful Brian Yuzna, who also directed Society, The Dentist, Part 1 and 2, Return of the Living Dead, Part 3, and he also produced Reanimator, From Beyond, and Dolls. And he was also known for writing Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Nice.
The original story.
Awesome.
This movie was produced by Richard N. Gladstein, who also produced Born Identity, Cider House Rules, Finding Neverland, Hateful Eight, and She's All That. It was written by Brian Yuzna, Arthur Gorson, S.J. Smith, Richard N. Gladstein, and Zeph E. Daniel. Score was done by Richard Band, who is the brother of Charles Band, who created Full Moon Pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And Richard Band has done several scores for several Full Moon Pictures, such as Puppet Master, all the Puppet Master films. The effects, as I've mentioned, was done by Screaming Mad George, and it stars Clint Howard, Neith Hunter, Tommy Hinckley, and the wonderful Reggie Bannister, who we know from Phantasm.
Okay.
And that's all I got. Texty Texterson.
Sorry, it's the wife.
Okay.
So, fun facts. The basis of the film's script was originally meant for the third Silent Night, as I mentioned before, but ended up being used here after the makers of the film turned the original script down. So, repeating, I told you these fun facts are just kind of repeating themselves.
Yeah.
This marks the first time in the series that doesn't involve a killer Santa.
Right.
Thank God. When Ricky turns on the television in Kim's apartment, then laughingly says, "Santa Claus killer." The footage shown is from the beginning of Silent Night, Deadly Night 3, Better Watch Out.
Okay.
So they used their own movie in the movie.
Is that a way of them just linking them all together?
I'm guessing
the Halloween 3 effect here,
right? And then this marks the first of 2 times Clint Howard plays a character named Ricky. He is the only actor to play him more than once, not counting archive footage. It is unclear if he is playing the same character from the first 2 films.
Okay.
And then, due to a camera malfunction discovered in the dailies, after principal photography had wrapped, several key sequences had to be reshot, including the film's finale that occurs on the rooftop of the building. Because the production's leasing of said building had expired, filming of this sequence took place on a soundstage with an artificial constructed rooftop.
Oh.
And then the film is believed to be inspired by Frank Kafka's the Metamorphosis.
Oh, Franz Kafka, yeah.
Yeah. Or Franz, not Frank.
Franz.
Yeah, Franz. So, that's all I got.
That's all you got.
That's it.
Okay.
So,
it's not a bad film.
No. No, I like the whole Covenant thing, and I'm glad they didn't do the Killer Santa thing.
I'm not a big fan of Covenant stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't do much for me. Like, Rosemary's Baby was meh.
Pick your poisons. I mean,
yeah, hey, it's just me.
Right.
That's.
So, before we get to the 5th one, I think we need to give a shout out from last week. So we are sitting at, as of now, our as you know by now, we did Indiana Jones last week, and it is our top viewed episode of our entire season, our entire, since we've been open.
Yeah, our entire run.
Yeah, it is at a whopping 650 views as of right now,
In
and
5
still
days.
growing in 5 days. Yes, and we even got a couple comments, so I want to give a shout out to them. Movie Monster 666. I believe is his tag. Thank you for giving us your favorites list. We appreciate it. And then Eric, I didn't get the last name, but his name's Eric, and everything for his opinion and everything on the whole lobby thing, the drive-in. Glad we got that squared off, and any suggestions or anything like that. Like I said,
drop us a line. Yeah, anytime.
We love to hear from you guys, and we always reply back.
Yep, and we won't talk shit to you unless you want us to, and we'd be happy to.
Right. Then we'll do that in private message.
No, that's just creepy.
Right. Drop a DM.
Is that what they call it these days?
I guess.
Drop a DM.
Yeah. Better than dropping a deuce.
A BM?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toy Maker.
All right.
Welcome to the shop of Joe Petto. Here, you'll find the most amazing gadgets on Earth. Each toy is unique.
What a terrible accident. Sarah, you think this is an accident? Look.
Each specially designed by the craftsman himself.
But where did all these toys come from?
Sarah, what do you know about that old guy from the toy store? I wonder if I told you he was arrested for maiming some kids several years ago.
What reason could he have to hurt innocent children?
Joe Petto always wanted a real boy.
Where's Derek? He took him. Who took him? Where? Who? The man from the toy store.
But he'll have to make what he can get.
All you need is a little of that, and a little of that, and a little of that.
From the producer of Bride of Reanimator.
I want my boy! What are you done with him? I'm your son now, not him.
With special effects by Screaming Mad George Inc. of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Comes the most incredible night yet. Mickey Rooney stars in Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toy Maker.
Merry Christmas.
All right. An elderly toy maker and his son make killer toys designed to kill their customers' children. Yep, that's what it is. This was actually my second favorite of the franchise.
Mine too.
It was not a bad movie. We got Mickey Rooney playing a very angry toy maker.
It had a very dynamic toys type of feel to it too. So
yeah,
another.
I didn't even think of that. The demonic toy.
Right.
Excuse me. All right, so Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toy Maker, was released November 6th, 1991 by Still Silent Films, Incorporated. It was a straight-to-video film, once more, and IMDb rated this a 4.6 out of 10. Letterboxd gave it a 2.6 out of 5, and again, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 24% audience approval rating with no critic rating. I gave it 5.5 out of 10.
I gave it 6.5.
Okay.
I like me some Mickey Rooney, so he was probably the best, the highlight of the film.
Yeah.
Even though he got coerced into it. And I'll talk about that.
And yeah, his name is Petto.
Yeah. Right.
And his son.
No.
If that's what you want to call him.
No relation to the term, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's spelled Petto.
Right.
Is the name of the character. Location, shot on location in the LA area. And it was directed by Martin Kutrasser, who wrote Friday the 13th, Part 3, 4, and 5, and he was also the script supervisor for the original Friday the 13th and the second one. He also did script supervising on Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Dumb and Dumber, Kill Bill 1 and 2, and other Tarantino films. This movie was produced again by Brian Usna and Richard N. Gladstein, written by Brian Usna and Martin Kutrasser, and the score was done by Matthew Morse, who also did the score for The Guyver, which was also directed by Screaming Mad George.
Right.
Again, as the trailer stated, the effects were done by Screaming Mad George, and this movie stars Mickey Rooney, Brian Bremer, Clint Howard again, and Jane Higginson.
So Mickey Rooney wrote a letter, excuse me, a protest against the first Silent Night, Deadly Night back in '84, stating that the scum who made it should be run out of town for having sullied and the sacredness of Christmas. Excuse me.
That's going around right now too with the new Jack Black film.
Yeah, it is.
People are throwing a fit.
Right, but he's not playing Santa, or he's just pretending to be.
No, he's playing Satan. Yeah. That's the whole point.
Right. True. We'll get to that, though, when we review it and see it, because it's coming out, Tuesday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow is? Yeah, it is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
On Paramount Plus.
Releasing on a Monday.
On Paramount Plus.
Cool. That'll be the first thing I watch in the morning.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to this. But anyways, he did co-star in the fifth installment, like we're talking about right now.
Who, Jack Black?
No, Mickey Rooney. Rooney even dresses up as Santa Claus in the film's climax.
Yeah.
During the scene where Noah is playing Santa at the mall, a little girl asks him for a copy of the movie Bride of Reanimator, which was a film directed by screenwriter Brian Yuzna, who also directed the fourth Silent Night, Deadly Night. Additionally, the little girl is played by Yuzna's daughter, Zoe.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
The characters Pino and Petto are references to Pinocchio and Geppetto.
Yeah.
From the classic 1883 novel. So
it's that old.
It's that old.
Okay.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
That's wacky stuff.
The building used for the external shots of Sarah's workplace is the headquarters of the now defunct Live Home Video, the company that originally released the movie on VHS in North America.
Okay.
And last but not least, co-writer and director Martin Kitrosser went on to work as script supervisor on every Quentin Tarantino film.
Just said that.
I know. But that's all I got.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
We made it.
So did Kitrosser, did he work on Quentin Tarantino films?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just said that.
Did you?
Yeah, after you said it.
Did I?
And then you said it again.
So you're saying that Kitrosser
I'm
worked
saying what
on
you're saying, man.
Tarantino films.
I'm saying what you're saying. You're saying what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying?
Say what?
What the fuck was he talking about?
All right, guys. Thanks for listening in to the Drive-In Review.
Yeah. Wrong button.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. Yeah, this one.
Thank you for listening to the Drive-In Review. If you like what you heard, you can go to
www.driveinreview.com and click on the menu screen next to our logo, and it'll take you to either Facebook, Spotify, or YouTube, one of our many platforms that we have.
Thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a